the perimeter of a rectangle is 30 centimeters. Its width is 6 centimeters. Find its area. Now this question has parameters like perimeter, width, and then we are finding area. Let's now get into the solution. Now, solution. We have the rectangle's perimeter, which is equal to P as 30 centimeters. Now we have the width of the rectangle, which is equal to W as 6 centimeters. But the perimeter is a formula, or the perimeter can be a formula form. So let's just get the perimeter formula. So perimeter is equal to 2 times the length plus 2 times the width. So it means that we can do substitution, get the variable available and make it a subject, or get the value of the variable. So perimeter is 30. Wherever we see perimeter, we put 30 centimeters. So 30 for P. Then L is unknown, so 2L will still stand. But the width is 6 centimeters, so 2 times 6. That is 2 times the width. Where the width is 6, because in the question we're given 6 centimeters. Now let's simplify this. 30 is equal to 2L plus 2 times 6 is 12. Now we make L the subject by grouping like terms and all constants to the left hand side. So 30 already at the left hand side. The constant positive 12 will cross the equal sign to the left hand side. It is at the right hand side. When it crosses the equal sign, it becomes a negative 12 is equal to 2L. Now 30 minus 12 will give us 18. So 18 is equal to 2L. We make L the subject by dividing both sides by 2. Because 2 is multiplying L and it's the coefficient of L. So 18 is equal to 2L. Divide here by 2 and divide the 18 also by 2. Now 2 will cancel itself 1 and cancel this to 1, remaining with L. 2 will cancel itself 1 and cancel 18 9 times. So we get 9 is equal to L, thereby getting the L as 9. So the length of the rectangle is 9. So length, which is L, is 9 centimeters. Now the question is requiring for area. And we all know that area of a rectangle is equal to the length times the width. So the length will be the one we have to look for. So we look for the length and we found the length as 9. Now that we have the width already in the question, we multiply the length by the width to get the area. So you have to understand that right from the beginning, without the length, you can't find the area. The question is finding for area. Or the question has asked us to find for area. And area is length multiplying the width. And we didn't have the length, so we had to go through this change of subject using the perimeter of the rectangle to get the length. Now that we have the length, we'll do the substitution with the length and the width to get the area. So area will be equal to length, which is 9, times the width, which is given as 6. The width was 6. So 9 multiplying 6 should give us 54. So area will be equal to 54 centimeters squared. So therefore, area of rectangle is 54 centimeters squared. The next question reads, the area of a rectangle is 64 centimeters squared and its length is 8 centimeters. Find its width. So this question has given us some parameters that we have to write them down and then use it to answer the question that has been asked. Let's get into the solution. Now, solution. The area of the rectangle is 64 centimeters squared. So area of rectangle is equal to 64 centimeters squared. And then we have been given the length of the rectangle. So length, which is L, is equal to 8 centimeters. We are asked to find the width. But because the area has been given, area itself is a formula. The area of a rectangle is given as the length times the width. So once we have the area as 64 centimeters squared, the area will be replaced with 64 because the area is given as 64. That is the value of the area of this rectangle is 64. So everywhere you see area, you put 64. And then the length has also been given as 8. So 8 times the width. Then we make the width the subject. So here it becomes 64 is equal to 8 times W is 8W. The question has asked us to find the width. So in order to get width or make width the subject, you have to divide both sides by 8, which is multiplying the width or the coefficient of the width. So it becomes 64 is equal to 8W. Divide it by 8 and divide the left hand side also by 8. So that 8 will cancel itself 1 and cancel this one and 1. Remaining with the width. Now we have to cancel 8 here 1 and then cancel 8 in 64 also 8. So you will get the width to be 8. So 8 is equal to width and therefore the width is 8. So therefore the width of the rectangle is 8 centimeters. So the answer for the width of the rectangle is 8 centimeters in this question. Thank you very much. And this question reads, The area of the diagram below is 90 centimeters squared. Find the value of m. So this is the diagram. We have the length as into bracket m plus 5 centimeters. And then the width is 6 centimeters. We've been asked to find the value of m. Let's get into the solution. Now with the solution, we have the length as m plus 5 centimeters. That is the length of the diagram. And then the width of the diagram is 6 centimeters. But we all know that area of rectangle, which is A, has been given as 90 centimeters squared. But then the formula for area is so clear that area A is equal to length times width. So we'll do our substitution and we make whatever variable we have in the equation the subject. So area has been given as the value 90. So wherever we see area, we put 90 because area is equal to 90 centimeters squared. So 90 here is equal to, now length is given as m plus 5 into bracket times width, and the width is given as 6. So we go ahead and do this arithmetic and solve the equation. So 90 should be equal to 6 into bracket m plus 5. So multiply 6 by the bracket. So 90 is equal to 6 times m is 6m plus 6 times 5 is 30. So we make m the subject by taking the constant 30, cross the equal sign to subtract from the constant 90. That is, group all constants to the left hand side. So 90 will stay at the left hand side. Positive 30 will cross the equal sign to become negative 30, and then to come to the left hand side. It's equal to the right hand side will remain with 6m because 6m is a variable and it has also been grouped at the right hand side of the equal sign. Now 90 minus 30 will give us 60. It's equal to 6m. In this equation, you are solving for the variable in the equation, that is to get the value of m. So 6m is multiplying. So since the 6 and m are multiplying, we divide both sides by the coefficient 6. So 60 is equal to 6m. Divide here by 6 and divide the left hand side also by 6. 6 will cancel itself 1 and cancel the 6 1. Remain with m. 6 goes here 1 and goes into 60 10. So we end up getting 10 is equal to m. So therefore the value of m is 10 centimeters. So we have the value of m to be 10 centimeters. Thank you very much. Find the area of the figure below. Now this figure is made up of different rectangles. I have the rectangle marked with X and I have the rectangle marked with Y. So you are supposed to find the area of all of them. Let's get into the solution. Now, solution. To get the area of this entire figure below, we need to get the area of the X and the area of the Y. Then we add the two. So let's get the area of rectangle X. We know that the area of every rectangle is given as the length times the width. And from the diagram, the rectangle X has the longest side, that is the length, as 9 centimeters. So length is 9 centimeters. And the width is this side of the rectangle. So the width W is equal to 3 centimeters. So multiplying the two, the area will become 9 times 3. When you multiply 9 by 3, you are supposed to get 27 and then centimeters squared. So the area of X is 27 centimeters squared. Now let us get the area of rectangle Y. So area of rectangle Y. And then we know that a rectangle is a rectangle. So the area of a rectangle is length times width. The length of the rectangle Y, if you can see very well, here it is 9 centimeters. The entire length here is 9. Now when you take the 3 out, you realize that this part is also 3 centimeters. So when you take the 3 off the 9, you are supposed to get 6. So the length will be 6 centimeters for the rectangle Y. And then if you take the width, from here will be our width for the particular side we are looking for. Since the entire side is 5, when you take 5 out of the 9, the entire side here is 9. So this part is 5. When you take 5 out of 9, you get 4. So it means this side will be 4 centimeters. So the width will be equal to 4 centimeters. So please take note of the calculation. Let me go over that part again. The total length up here is 9. And just a part of it is 5. So realize that the 5 from the 9, that is 9 minus 5, will give us 4. So it means this particular part of the rectangle Y will be 4. That is, this short distance here will be 4. And then the total length here is 9, but opposite side of it is 3. So 9 minus 3 will give us 6. So the length here for rectangle Y will be 6. Just here. The length at this point for rectangle Y will now be 6 instead of 9 because we subtract 3 from it. So it will change to 6 because the total length is 9. So that is how it is. So we have the length at 6 and then we have the width at 4. So let us go ahead and get the area. Now the area will be equal to the 6 times 4. So area of the rectangle X should be 24 centimeters squared. So the total area of the figure, so area of the figure will be equal to the first area for X, that is 27 centimeters squared, plus the area for Y, that is the figure Y, will be 24 centimeters squared. So 27 plus 24 using your calculator will give you 51 centimeters squared. So the entire area of this figure drawn in the question will be 51 centimeters squared. Thank you very much. Next question reads, find the area of the shaded portion in the diagram below. So this is the diagram with the shaded portion. So we are going to solve the area of the portion that has been shaded. Let's get into the solution. Now, solution. If you study this diagram very well, the outer diagram is a rectangle. Even the small diagram inside it is also a rectangle. Then we learned that when two diagrams are drawn and there is a part shaded, the shaded portion adds up to the two diagrams to make it 3 diagrams. So in these diagrams, we have the big rectangle, that is the exterior rectangle. And then we have the middle rectangle, that is the shaded portion between the big one and the inside one. But the inside rectangle is a small rectangle, which is also here. So 3 diagrams, big rectangle, shaded portion, and then the inside rectangle. Now, if you want to get a shaded portion, you need to find the area of the big one, that is the outside one, find the area of the small one, the one inside, and subtract the 2. So what I'm trying to say is that area of shaded portion, which is ASP, is equal to the area of the big rectangle minus the area of the small rectangle. So when you get the area of the big one, you get the area of the small, you subtract, because the big one has the area of the shaded portion, the area of the small one within it. So these two areas are all within the big one. So it means that when you want to find the shaded portion, then you change subject and make the small one go to subtract the big one to get the area of the shaded portion. Now let's see the whole thing. Now, area of big rectangle. Now the formula is equal to the length times the width. Now the length of the big rectangle L is given as 11 from the diagram, and then the width is given as 6. So the area of the big rectangle will be given as 11 times 6, which will give us 66 centimeters squared. So the area of the big rectangle is 66 centimeters squared. Let's find the area of the small rectangle. Area of the small rectangle is also given as the same formula. So area of small rectangle is given as the length times the width. Now if you check, the length of the small rectangle is given as 7. So 7 centimeters, and the width of the small rectangle is 3 centimeters from the diagram. So 3 centimeters. So the area will be 7 times 3, giving us 21 centimeters squared. So the area of the small rectangle is given as 21 centimeters squared. Now, if you want to find the area of the shaded portion, it will be the area of the big rectangle, which is 66 centimeters squared, minus the area of the small rectangle, which is 21 centimeters squared. So the area of the shaded portion will be equal to, now 66 minus 21 on the calculator should give us 45. So we get 45 centimeters squared. So therefore, area of shaded portion is 45 centimeters squared. So this answers the question, find the area of the shaded portion in the diagram below. Please note that if you want to get the area of the shaded portion, check where the shaded portion is. It is not always that the shaded portion will be in between the two diagrams. Sometimes the shaded portion may be even the inside diagram, that is a small diagram. So if the shaded portion, or in case the shaded portion is in between two diagrams, then we say the big diagram minus the small diagram gives the shaded portion. So you have to be very careful. You have to be very, very careful in dealing with shaded portion. You have to know where the shaded portion is located. If you check the two diagrams and the shaded portion is in between the two diagrams, then you have to subtract the two diagrams. Find the area of the big one or the exterior one, and find the area of the small one or the interior one, and subtract the two areas. You get the area of the middle one, which is the shaded one. So take note of when to apply this formula under shaded portions. It is only when the middle one or the space in between the big and the small is shaded. Thank you very much.